When are people going to learn that these dumbass pranks that they think is funny is going to end up getting them either deleted, behind bars for a long time, or the shit kicked out of them? Because this guy right here on YouTube or TikTok, wherever he's been posting videos of him running up, pretending like he's ejecting someone with some type of solution. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Look at that shit. Yeah, pop, 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 done.
On nous avait menti. Hein.
See, that's some shit that'll get you shot if you in Texas, anywhere in the South, or beat the fuck up. I'm like, why would you do that to somebody? Just imagine, somebody elder, someone who had a heart condition. They don't know what, or someone who has panic attacks. They don't know what's happening. They see you have some type of needle. They could freak the fuck out, lose it, go into some type of, cardiac arrest. People who have angina, medical conditions, hyperventilate, pass the fuck out. Hit their head on the floor, on the ground, crack their head open. He can go to prison for that. Involuntary manslaughter. People don't think about shit like that. They just want to do it. They want the clicks. They want the views. They want to be Instagram or TikTok or whatever famous. It's not worth it. What happened to the good old days, I'm going to hit you over the head with an egg and take off, just the dumb pranks that is a prank. There's this stuff that they doing these days. You don't know what's going on. Like people running around fake robbing people. Somebody put out a real gun, then what? See, look at that.
Mais, depuis le mois d'octobre, le chien, ben.
Whoop his ass.
What are you doing?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Who the fuck are you? Ça va pas, non? Connard, casse-toi!
Don't just scroll past this. Think about it, share it, and drop your answer in the comments.
Think about that though. Like, who does that? Just come up there, you see the guy pulling back with a needle, you felt the prick. Could have been Ebola, I don't know, AIDS, I don't know, anything you could possibly think of. There's some random chemical they just mix together to see what happened to somebody. Man, people are stupid these days. Really stupid. This is actually more dangerous than he thinks. Pumping air into someone's veins with burst stem causing internal bleeding, and if it's an artery, you actually stick this in, it's even worse. This is probably the most foolish and dangerous prank I've ever seen. Stupid motherfucker deserves to be in jail. Exactly. If you inject someone with empty needles, that can inject air into them and it's bad. Could still kill someone. I stay strapped. This wouldn't work out good for you. Exactly. All the time, buddy. Keep it always within arm's reach. I don't play. Go out, it's with me. Go to the mall, it's with me. Go to Walmart, it's with me. Unless there's signs posted on the outside door, I got it with me because it may not, something may not happen to me. It may happen to somebody else. You never know how you get to defend somebody. That's how it is. What happened to the good old days when pranks were actually funny? Exactly. Like whoopee cushions and like the little electric buzzer when you go and shake somebody's hand, stuff like that. People don't think about stuff these days. They want just for the clicks and views. As you should, but that's not even funny. Only 6 months. So I guess he went to jail for 6 months, according to what the thing says. So hopefully somebody do something to him when he's in prison or jail and get his ass whooped.
I'd like you to meet our douchebag of the day, like in addition to our usual suspects. Because this French influencer just got sent to jail for a prank where he faked syringe attacks on strangers. And so you have this guy who goes by the name Amin Mojito going viral for filming and posting video clips where he could be seen sneaking up on people on the street and then pretending to inject them with an empty syringe, right? And specifically, we saw those videos starting to gain a lot of traction ahead of the World Music Day celebration back in June. A time which, if you don't remember, was where France was gripped by panic over rumors of needle attacks at festivals and student certain parties. And so with all that, you had prosecutors bringing charges against him and alleging that he had contributed to and incited real fears, even if the syringes were empty. Right, and also with that, they argued that he was a repeat offender, noting that he had been accused of assault and harassing others in the past. But Mojito, for his part, he argued that he was, quote, in his own world and unaware of everything, and he told the court, quote, I had the very bad idea of doing these pranks by imitating what I saw on the internet in Spain and Portugal. I didn't think it could hurt people. That was my mistake. I didn't think about others. I thought about...
See, that's how it always is. They never think about nobody else but themselves. You know, I didn't know if it could hurt others. Again, you don't know if somebody has a medical condition. And if you just pump air into somebody, that could kill them. But these idiots, they don't think about shit like that.
myself. But ultimately, the Paris criminal court convicted Mojito of violence with a weapon not resulting in work incapacity. And with that, they sentenced him to 12 months in jail, 6 of which will be suspended, and the court also fined him 1,500 euros, and they banned him from possessing or carrying a gun.
That's a terrible, that's all they do. That should have been at least 2 years in prison. 1 year, make him serve 1 year, and like 5,000. But, you know, it's a different country, so whatever.
3 years. But I guess all of that brings us to that classic advice, but it's necessary on the daily. Don't be stupid. And honestly, I think more so-called pranksters that are really just harassing people out in public, they need to face penalties so that it can be a lesson for others. The world already over-rewards.
Yeah, and that's where it pretty much ends. That's what these comments got to say. In addition to our usual suspects. Was he actually injecting a needle to people? Because injecting air is deadly. Only if it's a lot. You know, that's what I learned in, therapy school. If it's a lot of air, the entire vial, like a little bit, it shouldn't be too bad, but still, it's like you could run that risk of killing somebody. You never know. Because everybody's different. His argument is something only a child would be able to argue. If you're a grown adult, I didn't know it's never an actual excuse. Exactly. You know, these people come up with, oh, it's a prank. And you see how big he was. So, like a lot of people, they see how big he is. They're probably not going to try to do nothing because, I'll try to fight you back. That's why you shoot him with a gun. Be done with it, Self-protection. I didn't know it was a prank. Didn't look like a prank to me. It looked like he tried to inject me with some type of fluid. You can argue that all day, every day. Explain the prank to me because who in their right mind would even think this was funny? Exactly. It's the same thing. Air embolisms cause strokes and heart attacks. House does not attempt to murder. Yep, there it is, right there. Embolism. I remember being in middle school or high school, seeing our stuff, and almost 28 watching you still. Okay. Turns out to the point of this fake gun at someone, you still go to jail. Exactly. You should try that in the USA. That's assault, and that's terrifying. I don't think he would try in the USA because here in the USA, he knows that people will probably, more likely, probably delete his ass. Over in that foreign country, where they less likely to have weapons, more likely to have maybe a knife or something. But still, I don't understand why people think this shit's funny. This type of shit is funny. Bleh, my bad. But it shows that the world we're living in. People just don't think about their actions. They do, and then they want to ask for forgiveness later. And then they try to play ignorant to the fact that, I didn't know it wasn't a joke or it was bad or harmful. I didn't know that this person, just had heart surgery and I, freaked them out. People don't think about their actions. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I like to read people's thoughts. Comments, because it's funny to me. Sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't. If you respond to the same ones over and over again, it gets monotonous. So just let me know. I like to get the conversation started. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Catch you next video. Peace.